worry about every other thing. Restlessness or feeling on edge, being irritable. Mtu anakuambia kitu hivi, you shout. You're losing control. Hata wewe unakaa sasa, why did I shout? Why did I react that way? Mzee anakuuliza kitu aki vile utajibu. Vile tu atakuangalia utajua you have overstepped, si ndio? Gen Z wanatuambianga, mama, why are you shouting? If you have that group, they just look at you and tell you, why are you shouting? Hata unamuuliza, but have I shouted? I was just trying to tell you, mom, you're shouting. Hata wewe ujue umeshout. Those ones, they will tell you on the face, why are you shouting? Hata wewe ukiambiwa hivyo, now you stop, you pause. Okay, I'm shouting. Before mtu angekuambia hivyo on your face, Gen Z wanakuambianga, why are you shouting? So you stop and reflect. What is going on? Difficulty concentrating. Your brain is scatterbrained. Hakuna kitu. And then, by the way, anxiety affects your memory. Uliambiwa ufanye hivi, hata by the next 10 minutes, hata huwezi kumbuka ni nini. Difficulty concentrating, you can't be able to because you're worrying. There is so much occupying that space in your brain. Muscle tension. Unakuta huku shingo. It is so stiff. There are times you can't even move your neck, ni stiffness. All this is because of anxiety. Sleep disturbances. You wake up, I don't know how many times in a night. First, unapata shida kulala. Then when you sleep, you wake up like 10 times before morning. Then asubuhi ndio kale ka usingizi kanono. Ndio kanaingia. And then you get late for work. Rapid heartbeats, sweating and trembling. So you'll find somebody with anxiety can get overstimulated in busy environments. Hataki hiyo kelele. Unaingia kwa matatu, loud noise. You don't want any. Unaingia kwa nyumba, children are laughing. You don't want to hear that noise because of the anxiety that you have. Message ilikuja kwa simu, unaiangalia, uliona, lakini hautajibu. And there is nothing, hata later on utajiuliza, kwa nini sikujibu hiyo message na niliona? Unaona some similar to vitu we do. Uliona, but you decided, I don't want to respond. And all these other kind of things. You appear fussy about everything. Ni hizo signs, you cancel plans last minute. Hizi zote anxiety. So wacha tu tuendele. Now what they are saying is that there is normal anxiety, there is also anxiety disorder. Normal hiyo tunajua, when there is stress, how do you react to it? But anxiety disorder ni feelings of anxiety that can last for weeks or months. Haiishi, inaendelea tu. It has taken over your life. It is the one that is controlling you, not you controlling the situation. Has a negative impact on your day-to-day life. Unashindwa kufanya to function normally. Can be instant and sometimes for no reason. Una react, It's like you're not in control of your emotions and all that. So physical symptoms, paka inaenda nausea, sweating, shaking, dizziness, racing heart, and all that. So tunaona hizo not sleeping, food sensitiveness, unakula chakula, sometimes unasikia you have a running stomach, and it is all to do with anxiety. In affect even, what do you call it? Appetite. Ukikula saa zingine chakula inakuharibikia because your system is all connected. You're not enjoying anything. And you can imagine it is going to affect all the other things from food in the home, your work. You're not happy at all. And people will begin to notice there is something wrong. This is not our Catherine, the Catherine that I know. This is not the Jane that I know. And ukiongelesha mtu umurespondie negatively, what does somebody do? Si wanasemanga wacha niache na Catherine, si ndio? So everybody comes, unamshautia mwingine, anasema huyo ni moto wa kuotea mbali, anakuona, anakuavoid. But you are actually going through a situation that you are not able to handle at that particular time. So we are told, when do you seek help? When the anxiety is persistent and overwhelming, when it interferes with work, school, or relationships. For those who are teachers, siku hizi wameintroduce a course called child psychology, because a teacher spends more time with your child than you yourself, si ndio? We muliachana asubuhi, mutapatana jioni, si ndio? This teacher is with your child the whole day. Teachers can be able to detect there is something wrong with this child. And by the way, the child begins to withdraw. They will want to sit in corners alone. They will be crying. They are not playing with their friends. You'll begin to see their schoolwork begins to go down. That is how you know something is happening with this child. And that is why they introduce, because there is a lot of abuse on children, especially those from the informal sector. If you live anywhere or work in an institution that assists places the informal sector, kama Kibra or Madare or those kind of Mukuru, there are so many issues of child abuse that is going on in those kind of areas, and it affects the children. Physical symptoms become severe. Now when we look at gender-based violence, kuna physical abuse, kuna emotional abuse. Unfortunately, physical abuse is easy to heal. Physical ni umechapwa, bruises, zita heal. But emotional abuse, first of all, how do you describe emotional abuse? Utaenda kwa polisi useme I'm being emotionally abused. Unaambia describe what is this emotional abuse. But it is the worst. It doesn't have symptoms you can see with your eyes. You know, physical, when they can see the bruises. And by the way, a lot of rape cases those days used to be judged with physical bruises. Anaona nguo imepasuliwa, anaona umeumia, uko na blood here and there, wanaona umeumia. But emotional abuse, how do you first of all describe it? And that is the worst, because iko ndani. Iko ndani. And it destroys your self-esteem. So, but how do you know? You know, sasa hii ndio ngumu. And a lot of women suffer from emotional abuse, but they hide it. Lakini saa zingine it can come out in different ways. Depression, number 2, there is what we call depression. Hii ni mood disorder, by feelings of sadness and loss of interest. You're always sad. Kuna kifeeling kimekushika. People are laughing, unaangalia sasa wanacheka nini? You know, you are alone among so many people. People are laughing here. You are just looking at them. What are they laughing about? There is nothing funny in this life to laugh about. Food loses taste. Life loses taste. You lose interest in a lot of things. And it also affects how you feel, think, and handle daily activities. So what are these symptoms of depression? How can you know? Kuna hiyo persistent sadness or low mood. Your spirits cannot be lifted up. Unaona watu wakicheka, wako na raha, your spirits are so low. Nothing seems to be able to lift you up. Loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. Changes in appetite. Kuna wale saa hiyo ndio wanakula zaidi, especially sugary things. Unasikia tu kukula kitu sweet to be able to cope with that depression. The others, we are two kinds, wa kukula na ule mwingine ana lose weight mpaka skati inaanza kuanguka. Na ule mwingine alafu unamuona si siku hizi maisha inaenda vizuri kwako. Unakaa anafikiria kunaona ati ni maisha ni nzuri. Hapana, saa zingine it could be a way of coping with that stressful situation. Sleep disturbances ndio mbaya zaidi. And especially if you have ever dealt with a case of the people who go to rehab, ama people who are alcoholics or drug dependent, they have serious issues of sleeping. Anaweza kaa the whole day, no, the whole night halali. Alafu saa zingine naona anapata kausingizi usiku, mchana. They have a lot of problems with sleeping. And it's not just those who are addicted to drugs, but because of the worry and the stress that you are carrying with, interfere with you getting sleep. Fatigue or lack of energy. Kuna ingine hata oversleeping. Others are not getting enough sleep. The other ones are oversleeping. The same way we saw others are overeating. The other ones are losing weight. Fatigue. Unaamuka, unasikia ni kama umetoka kwa shamba kulima. Even your body is aching. Na unashindwa, si nimetoka kulala. Why am I feeling so tired? You really feel tired. Unalala but mwili haisikii fresh. Feelings of worthlessness or guilt. You're feeling like you have done something and it keeps disturbing you. Difficulty concentrating or making decisions, and when it is so severe, the thoughts of death or suicide start going through your mind. I am not worthy. During COVID tuliona, you know, a man is culturally conditioned to take care of his family. Sindio? He's the breadwinner, he's the one to take care of his family. He has lost his job, he has lost everything, and he has a family. We got several cases of suicide during COVID time because he's asking himself, this man who can't even take bread home, this man who anaenda nyuma naona watoto they are hungry. There is nothing as bad that really hits a man very badly. Rent ndio hiyo, watoto they are crying hungry. Unajiuliza we ni mwanaume wa aina, and it is not your fault. It is a situation that was beyond you. So those thoughts or suicidal thoughts, when you cannot see an end to your problem, those kind of thoughts begin to go through your mind. Now when we look at those two, anxiety and depression, so anxiety kuna excessive worrying, sweating, increased heart rate, but katikati it shares with depression. In both cases you become irritable. Mtu anakuongelesha hivyo unaruka, unajibu vibaya, mpaka hata wewe saa zingine guy unajiuliza ni mimi nimesema hivyo. Hata wewe unastuka. The way you responded is not the way you would have responded when you are in your full senses. Unasikia hata wewe hivyo sio huyo si wewe, but this thing is controlling you. Social withdrawal, unaanza pole pole withdrawing your function. Sijui wedding ya nani watu wanaenda kuimba kushangilia, I'm not in them. You start slowly withdrawing. Low energy, difficulty concentrating, hard time sleeping, and restlessness. Hiyo tumeona. Let us go and see. Then there is stress. What is stress? Stress is the third one that emanates from the mental health. Na tunaambiwa stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. While stress is normal part of life, again chronic, long term, stress can negatively impact health. Sasa hii ya stress inaanza kutoka in different ways. Migraine headaches. Saa zingine unaamka unasikia headache kingine up on one side, a very sharp headache on one side of the head, muscle tension, especially the neck is so stiff, fatigue, digestive issues. Kuna ingine wanaendesha, you know, they have a loose motion kabisa when they are stressed. Our bodies react differently to stress. Emotional anxiety, irritability, depression. Cognitive, that is for the brain, difficulty concentrating, racing thoughts. Hawezi maliza one thing, unajaribu kufikiria hiyo, you jump to the other, your mind is always running. When you try to sleep, those thoughts follow you even when you're trying to sleep. So you don't get enough sleep. When you wake up, you're tired because your mind has been working throughout even in the night. Then behavioral, changes in eating or sleeping habits and withdrawal from others. So when to seek help, stress becomes, when it becomes overwhelming or unmanageable. Ukisikia sasa you can't manage your life, seek help. Reach out to somebody. It can be spiritual help, it can be counseling help, it can just be talking to a friend. Seek help, reach out to somebody. You know, the problem is when saa ile mtu amejiua ndio mtu anasemanga, mbona hakuniambia? Si ndio? Unaanza but si ako na marafiki, ako na family. Don't we ask those questions? Mbona hakuna mtu kwa familia angeambia shida zake? Si hivyo ndio tunasemanga? Surely alijiua, hakuna mtu angeona wa kuongea na yeye. Can we also see ourselves a friend who is crying for help but hakuambi, but you can see dada yangu hapa, she's not herself. She's going through something. Can I reach out to her? Or are we too busy to reach out to these people? Hata akikwambia I'm okay, unamwambia hapana. Persist, because the first reaction is I am okay. But clearly you can see this person needs help. Reach out to them. Don't regret and say, I wish they had told me. Ama mnaanza kusema, by the way nilikuwa ninaona amebadilika. But it is already too late. Let us be attentive to our friends, our family and the people we are with. And sometimes wanawake, we are blamed. Women, especially if it is a man going through a hard time, tunaambianga we push them to the edge. Sindio? We don't want to understand. You still make the same demands and yet circumstances zime change. Why would we be the women who push you to the edge? Normally you hear, sindio? So let us also be sensitive. So let us, what are some warning signs? You're mentally exhausted. Even for us who work every day, you get irritated easily. Small things zinakusumbua. You overreact to certain situations. Hata unaona, why did I overreact? To your children, to the people who come to your office for something, we are overreacting. That is already telling you stress levels ziko juu. It is controlling you because that is not your normal self. Hauna patience. No patience at all. Kwanza ukikuta watoto wakirukaruka hapo unaambia you can't even understand these are children. Yani unaona wanafanya before you could have tolerated it ungesema ni watoto tu. But when you're in this state, hauna patience at all. Anxiety or panic attack, completely unmotivated. Unafungua hiyo computer unaiangalia. For 1 hour, ukijiuliza umefanya nini? Haki unaona, there is nothing you have done. Unajaribu kufanya kitu you're not able to do. Your mind is all over. Crying unexpectedly. Kitu kidogo you start crying. Small things trigger. Maybe before you are stronger, uko unalia hivyo easily, but when you are in this state, small things will make you cry. Hata wewe utaona, I normally don't cry easily like this. But saizi unalia tu ovyo. Not ovyo, but because of the state you are in, trouble sleeping and feeling empty. Have you ever felt empty? What is this life for? Unajaribu ingine, maisha is meant to be like this. Is this what life is all about? You just feel empty. These are some of the things that we feel. Even anger, weight gain, muscle tension, hizo zote tumeona. But for you to have a healthy mind, we are told it is good to exercise. Take a walk, exercise. The body also needs, exercise is good for the body, it rejuvenates you. Eat healthy food. In fact, when you are stressed, ndio naambiwa those, because especially wheat na sweets, the people who eat, hizo vitu ndio zinakuanga, unakula ma sweets, ma biscuits, they are very inviting because the system inakuitisha. And by the way, food can control anxiety levels. For people who take care of children who are wana cerebral palsy, they don't eat wheat because wheat reacts. Actually, food has an effect on your body. Hawakulangi wheat. You make sure they eat more vegetables and fruits. Wheat itoe. And these are the things now we eat when we are stressed. Biscuits. Aki unapitia supermarket. Kwanza kana kuitanga. Sindio? Upitie supermarket, ununue ice cream, ama ka chocolate, ama ka biscuit. It calls you. Na hiyo ndio, hiyo wheat. Kwanza, number one, bread, these are wheat things, avoid. Stay dehydrated. I think it's very good nowadays. Watu wanakunywanga maji. Kwanza wa mama na chupa zao za maji. You're always carrying water. It's good, it's healthy. Read, travel, meditate. Like now we have come here. It's a good thing. Hata hiyo stress ulikuwa nayo kwanza unasema umeipack somewhere, si ndio? You'll pick it up when ukitoka huku, si ndio? Isikuharibia wakati wako huku. Just go out. And you know, when you are able to. Meditation. If you're able to do yoga, they say yoga is very good. Wealth, invest somewhere where you can do something that you can see something tangible. In terms of relationships, they should be positive, drama-free, and built on trust. So life has to have this kind of things going on for you. So when there is one that is not going well, when your relationships are not going well, and for us in the university, we see it with the young girls. There's a lot of stress. By the way, ile stress watoto wanakuanga nayo wakikuja university. And I think it affects the girls more. Especially when it comes to relationships. This is the first time they are away from home. Wako na hii freedom. The relationships, hapo inaletanga a lot of stress. So when your life is drama free, hiyo ni stress moja chini. But we know sometimes homes there is a lot of drama, si ndio? Na hiyo inaleta a lot of stress. Let us time, okay. Wacha tuende kwa okay, what are some of the habits that can drain your energy? Overthinking. Hiyo ndio kwanza when you have stress. Unamkia shida, you went to sleep thinking about that problem. Wherever ukikaa tu hivi unaanza to think about that problem. So this is a killer, overthinking, inconsistent sleep. But this is where we are told, do not take medication for sleep. In the West, because this is not even, they don't take Piriton. Sisi Kenya, we can only access Piriton. Kule they access Valium and these of it us. Because of anxiety, they are always taking these sleeping tablets. You become dependent on those sleeping tablets. And they can cause another problem altogether. So sleeping tablets, something artificial is not the way to go. But there is nothing as bad as lacking sleep. Actually, this is what killed nani? Sindo iliua Michael Jackson. Yeah. This is what killed Michael Jackson. Kama munajua Michael Jackson and Kung Fu, what was he called? Bruce Lee. That's expert wa Kung Fu. Sleep ndio ilimuua, lack of it. Because Bruce Lee had trained himself, ni kama alikuwa na macho mpaka kwa kichwa nyuma. He could hear, he could sense, his senses, alikuwa develop hizo senses zake. He could see you passing even without seeing you. His senses were like that of a blind, unajua a blind person, because visually impaired, because haezi kakuona, Mungu amewapatia another sense, ndio? He can see you, or he can, without even, there are things that they have. So Bruce Lee had developed all his senses, they were so alert, ikafika pahali akashindwa kulala. Because every time he tried to sleep, his senses, kitu kidogo, even a cockroach that you can't even hear it moving, he used to hear. So what happened? How long can you survive without sleep? Not long, eh? Akaanza kukunywa tudawa, Valium za kulala, mixing with other things. Eventually overdose ikamua. The same way Michael Jackson died because of lack of sleep. When he was trying to practice for a concert, a big concert that was coming. He was excess practicing because he was a perfectionist. He wanted his concert to be excellent. Aka practice, akienda nyumbani, he's still doing the moves in his brain. Brain inakataa kulala. You're tired, you want to sleep. Brain ikakataa kulala. Eventually akaanza nini? Tudawa hatufanyi kazi. He went for the big ones, ndio? Ile ya hospitali. And that is what killed him. So sleep is important. Let's not go for the artificial things. Let us see how we can get that sleep. Don't hang around our negative people. You know, there are people who put you down all the time, sindio? Si munawajua? Aki when you're in their presence, mpaka atasema kitu ya kukukasirisha, sindio? Avoid those ones like a plague. Especially when you are anxious. Aki huyo mtu who always puts you down. There's nothing good they ever see of you. They always make negative comments. Avoid those people. Watakuongezea stress. Not being physically active. Kukaa tu kwa kiti. Oye. You don't have the energy to do anything. You are just sitting. That is the worst thing. Take a walk. Do something. Keep your body active. Because when you take a long walk, you'll be exhausted and you will be able to sleep. So try and be active during that kind of time. Holding on to anger and resentment is the worst thing. Alinikosea, unaibeba. Unabeba hiyo mzigo. It becomes an elephant on your shoulders. Eventually it starts taking you down, sindio? So we are told, don't hold on to that anger. And we say our Lord's Prayer every day, sindio? Do we really mean it when we say, forgive us our sins? Na sasa unabeba mzigo ingine kwa alinifanyia. It's like it is a comfort zone, sindio? It gives us comfort kubeba hiyo mzigo alinifanyia. You don't want to let go. Yet we say the Lord's Prayer every day. We need to mean it. It is not easy, but we need to let go. And the day you let go that anger and resentment, ama sijui nilifanywa hivi, you can't move because you come back from this family background, sijui mambo ya poverty ndio sijui we couldn't get this when we were young. Let them go. Move. Don't let your past define your future. Sindio tunaambiwangwa? Don't let your past define your future. Poor diet habits. We need to eat very well. Healthy food at this particular time. And the ones poor eating habits and not drinking enough water. So I think because my time is up, I'll just look at practical ways of managing stress. My time was 4:30. It's over. It's over. Okay, so just maybe niangalie tu kamoja. It's just all these ones are easy. Just eating healthy, all those kind of things. You'll get the notes, so you can look at what you can do. We are also told food is medicine. you can look at what we can eat to help us. Hizo carrots for the eyes, hizo nini, the kind of foods we need to eat, sweet potatoes, ginger, and all those kind of things. Use less sugar, more fruits, and all the other things. But basically what we are saying, during this time when you're going through stress, can we exercise more? Can we do things that we enjoy doing? Can we check on what we are eating? Can we drink more water? Can we do things that we enjoy drinking to be able to get out of this kind of situation? So I think I will stop here. My time is up. Is there any question or comment? Any question? I know it is after. Any question or comment? I don't know. I know for the expectations, we were able to touch on some of them. GBV hatukufika, but you can get, those were 2 topics in one. So gender-based violence, the notes are there. So I thank you, and I'll hand it over to...
Thank you so much. Anything that you want us to hear? Anything? Kuna mtu anasema kitu? Yeah? Oh, they're asking for your number, 1. She will give it to you. Any question? Kuna swali? Can we stand up? Watu wamechoka, wamekula ugali, tufanye hivi, we stretch our hands. Let us sit down. So thank you so much, Daktari, for taking us through that session. And I hope we were asking, how do we know somebody is stressed? How do we know somebody is stressed? We are with somebody in an office, we are not very sure of what is happening. Tumepata majibu? We are there ourselves, we are stressed. Na ujui kama uko stressed. Tumepata majibu? The way we behave ourselves when we are stressed, when we are depressed, when we are anxious. We already have, but we have been told reach out. And when actually I have never had that one. Thank you so much, Daktari. If you see somebody who you used to you interact with her or him, and then you find this person is not normal again. Sometimes we just check and say, "Hi, shida ya huyu mtu ni nini?" Unaachana na yeye. But she has told us, reach out. Don't say after, I wish I knew. Niliona saa zingine akitembea nikaa anaumwa. Sijui alikuwa anatembea aje. Nilikutana na yeye akilia. But then do we even meet people crying and then we go to the other person and say, "Kai, nani analia, sijui analia nini?" Do we do that? So reach out to the people so that we can be help to each other, and especially us in the office, because we meet many people. We meet our colleagues, we meet people who come to see reverends, we see people who are coming to see even elders, we have spouses, they are all around us. So just reach out. Thank you so much, Daktari. May God bless you. And when we have another opportunity, we shall have you on boards. Ndio tukuje tumalizie. And if the notes, you can send them. The number?
So the notes you'll get have already sent to ziko kwa hiyo laptop, hata kwa mchungaji akonazo. My number is 0722 355 671. Yes. 0722 355 671, and I'm at St. Paul's University Town Campus, but tunaendanga hata Limuru because it's not so far, so we work in the two campuses. Asante. Na karibuni huko, masomo ni mingi.
Thank you so much. Mnakaribishwa St. Paul's for masomo. Now, we were thinking, like if we go for the cup of tea, coming back may be at all older. So we were thinking we do the internal issues. One of them, we did it in the morning. We did the elections. Now we have our president. By the way, where is our president? Please come over here. Kezia, give our president a seat there. Please come over. We have our president. So that one is done. We have an issue of policy. We have been talking about policy. Because actually we have never had anything that is written. Fine, we had something that was drafted by a few of us. So we read Dr. Marianne Turif. A clap for her. Thank you so much. So there is a policy that was drafted, and we have been following that one. But we thought it's good we have a more official document that we can present to you. It is going to be read out to you. If it's okay with all of us, we adopt. If there are amendments to make, we make the amendments. So at this juncture, I'll invite Judy. Judy, come over. This draft, actually, let me ask, who is the secretary to the Rift Valley region? Do we have her here? Rift Valley? They don't have. Mount Kenya? You are the secretary, and you never heard of the preparations meeting? No, we had written a letter to the secretary, to the regional secretary, to give us the secretaries from the region, so that we wanted to have a preparation committee. Some of them were able to come.